we saw a lot of action. We saw the Goff-Wentz duo go as expected, and then things went a little bit askew based on what everyone was thinking about what the San Diego Chargers might do with Jalen Ramsey or maybe Tunsil or Stanley, and Joey Bosa showed up, and it made things quite interesting from there on out. What leaps out at you about night one, Mike?
For the last month, I've been talking with general managers all over the league about how deep the defensive tackle class is. And the question I asked every single one of them was, do you see some of them getting pushed down because there's so many defensive tackles in the first round? Teams are going to say, we're going to go get that wide out or that corner or that offensive tackle because we can always get a defensive tackle later. With that as a backdrop, A'Shawn Robinson, Jaron Reed, two run-stopping defensive tackles from Alabama didn't go. Reggie Ragland, an inside linebacker from Alabama, didn't go. What it tells us, it's a pass-first league, and defenses value linebackers that can run and defensive tackles that can get up the field.
Well, we had 3 quarterbacks go in this draft, and all 3 were teams trading up picks to go get these guys that they want and they need, because you have to have a quarterback in this league. We saw some guys drop in this draft because of behavioral issues off the field, and I hope that it's a lesson learned for these guys to go forward with their careers and do a good job. We had a run on receivers. It's going to be really interesting. I think there'll be more trades tomorrow because, with the Miles Jacks of the world that are available right now, a lot of good players are still available early in tomorrow's round. Should be fun.
There's no question. And I'll finish by saying the same thing I started with at the beginning, which is quarterback, guys that protect the quarterback, and guys that get after the quarterback. There's no mistaking that with the rules changes of the last few years, this is a passing league. You have to be able to pass and stop the pass, which is the other reason why what I didn't mention before, though, if you've got a corner like a Jalen Ramsey, you got to go get him too, because this ball is going to be up in the air a lot. And some of these guys can go get it. Eli Apple, all these guys, all these athletes back outside. And I got to throw this back in. A big shout out to my offensive line coach, offensive coordinator Mike Bloomgren. It's back-to-back years. Offensive lineman coming from Stanford, get drafted in the first round. He's done a heck of a job for us, and there's more coming.
Yeah, it wound up being Corey Coleman, first wide receiver taken. Eli Apple was taken by the Giants over Vernon Hargraves, who went next to Tampa. And then you mentioned Miles Jack slipped all the way down to the second round. The Browns are up first, and there's Connor Cook sitting right there for them to maybe start off night number 2. Do you think the Browns should pull the trigger on that, Mike?
I don't know how strongly Hugh Jackson feels about Connor Cook. At the end of the day, they have so many needs and so many draft picks. They've got an ability to easily pull the trigger, although I would have thought if they really believed in Connor Cook, they might have tried to move up 1 or 2 picks just to get the 5th year. But I'll tell you this, Rich, they're valuable picks at the beginning of after we have a night off. They might trade down again.
I wonder if Hugh Jackson might see Connor Cook a little bit like an Andy Dalton, A.J. McCarron, kind of a guy to run that kind of an offense for him. But he doesn't have to play right away, right?
Right.
Josh McCown and RG3 can handle it for a while here and let the kid sit on the bench. He's a winner. He's a tough guy. He's pro ready.
I agree.
There are a few quarterbacks also a little bit back farther that are still good quality quarterbacks. But as we've said many times before, they need so many picks and have done a phenomenal job of trading back and acquiring picks. They have their pick of the litter. We all know, we talked about the Seattle Seahawks earlier, you can win championships by being really, really good in rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And build a football team, and they've acquired a lot of picks to do just that.
And I interrupted you when you were doing your Artie Burns analysis for the Pittsburgh Steelers because of that trade. Did you like that pick for Pittsburgh?
He's kind of a boom or bust guy. He's got all the traits that you want. He's a long press corner. He runs 4.4. He's a track champion. He's also a great story. His mother passed away last year. He played the following week. His father was in prison. He's got 2 younger siblings that depend on him. He's got a baby. There's a lot riding on Artie Burns, and I want to believe in the kid.